Two guys and a mic after quite the hiatus. It's Jim and Mark, and we're here with, is this episode 20?
20. 20 are in the book, Jim. 20.
We hit 20 and we're just barely over 20 subscribers, but I think we need some help.
Everybody we interviewed became a subscriber. So if we interview 1 million people, we'll have 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm good with math. I did that right in my head, Jim.
It's good. It's good. So yeah, it's been a while. We had to take off. It's my fault, really, because I was out of the country. I was on the other side of the world. I went to Thailand, believe it or not, for 3 weeks. It was all generated by a wedding. My stepson, my wife's youngest, married a wonderful girl here in America, and they live in the DC area. A couple of years ago, they got married. Now, close to a couple of years ago, and but she hadn't been home to see her family in more than 8, almost 9 years, except on FaceTime. She hadn't seen them face to face, so she always wanted to have a wedding there in Thailand. So it was okay. We're all going to go to Thailand, and we're going to meet the family, and we're going to do this big thing. But you can't go, to Thailand for just a few days. Even though I was getting texts from you like, "Wedding's over. Why aren't you coming home?"
I'm home already. We had a podcast to do.
I've only been there 3 days. You don't go halfway around the world to Southeast Asia for 2-day trip.
But while you were there, what does dog, cat, and pigeon taste like?
I don't know because I didn't have them. But
you don't think you had them?
No, I didn't have them.
Okay.
Come on.
I know what goes on over there.
It's not third world. Although if you saw that picture I posted on Facebook, the electrical wires that run through the street, you're like, who put this rat's nest together?
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's crazy. It looks like, it really does look third world. But an incredible culture, incredible trip. Food was amazing. People were friendly.
Tastes like chicken.
It takes 22 hours of flying to get there. I got to tell you, I've never in a million years thought I could make it through a 15-and-a-half-hour flight. We flew from here to DC for a night, stayed over. The next day, we got on a plane in Washington, DC with my stepson, and we flew 15-and-a-half hours to Seoul, South Korea.
And which now is under what, martial law?
I know, that's crazy. I was just there too. It's now under martial law. I guess some people in the area, I can't imagine this is really true. They're really sympathetic to the people in the north and the government in North Korea, where the lights don't even come on. I mean, that's crazy. But anyway, we get to Seoul, South Korea, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And we had a 3-hour layover, and then we had to do another 6 hours to get to Bangkok. So we left at 11:15 on a Thursday morning. By the time we got to the hotel that we were staying in Bangkok, it was 2 a.m. Saturday morning. I blew through Friday because of the international dateline. Like Friday didn't even exist, So it was quite the trip to get there, and then it takes a few days to adjust to going because of the 12-hour difference. Like what time? It's 12 hours. 12 hours difference.
That's crazy.
So
all that time on a plane, all those 20 hours, you could have watched and listened to every one of our podcasts.
Basically, yes, you're right. I did. You know how many movies I watched? I watched 2 movies and the entire second season, 6 episodes of The Diplomat on Netflix.
How many times did you have to get up to use the facilities in 20-something
Well,
hours?
I got up to walk around the plane because it was one of those 2-aisle planes. So I did that literally every 2 hours. I would get up. I can't sit in a plane that long, even though the premium coach was quite comfortable on that plane. They fed you 3 times. You got fed 3 times.
Tastes like chicken.
Keep saying that.
So when the pilot comes out to stretch his legs, do you ask him who's flying the plane?
No, because there's 2 crews. The pilot comes out and goes to sleep, and the other guy starts.
The other guy's sleeping too. It's on cruise control.
You fly up over the pole. So we flew up into Canada, across Alaska, up over the pole and down the side of Russia. And originally, on the plane, you can see the map where you're supposed to go. And I'm like, the map line shows us going over Russia. I don't think we can do that. Like, They may shoot us down.
Wow.
And but it did. It stayed offshore, out on the Pacific. Out how many miles you have to stay, whatever. And then we flew down right about when we got to Japan near Tokyo, it made a right turn and then went across and landed in Seoul.
That's the trip of a lifetime. That's not on my bucket list, but it awfully sounds nice though.
Yeah, no, listen, I had never thought I was going to go there either, but an incredible, incredible country. Do you know that the airport in Seoul, our airports here in America are horrible compared to airports in 367 gates.
That's
Okay.
unbelievable.
And it's like
That's a lot of gates.
unbelievable shopping mall inside. They have transfer lounges that are free for anybody traveling where there's showers, there's beds, there's food, like snack food, not hot fancy food, but you can go to restaurants and get that. But it's just amazing and how clean they are. You know those little machines that some of the people ride around here to clean, like they're riding cleaning
Sure,
things.
sure. Like,
And
yeah.
they're all robots. Nobody's
Wow.
manning them. They're just running around the thing cleaning themselves.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, not that you were in that area where you see on YouTube and stuff. Don't they have like a big prostitution young girl thing in Thailand?
Yeah, there is that. We saw some of that the night markets and out of the street, but it's bizarre because as my daughter-in-law was saying, they're not all girls. Did you see Hangover 2?
I'm sorry, I was responding to a very important text that's coming through. Um,
They're
yes,
lady
I saw that.
boys.
Yes,
They're
yes.
lady
Oh,
boys. And
that's the gift that keeps giving. It's a little bit of a
yeah,
surprise.
supposedly my daughter-in-law was pointing out, oh, it's a lady boy.
Oh
It's a
boy,
lady boy.
that's a bit
So
scary.
yeah, but Bangkok is unbelievably clean. That's one of those places where I think you go to jail if you throw litter on the ground.
Yeah, well, isn't
So,
that where they caned that kid, or that was
no, that was
somewhere else?
Singapore,
Oh,
which is a couple hours away. But anyway, we were in Bangkok, and you travel by the river, and Bangkok's got like 11.4 million people. It's big,
wow.
huge. Um,
Not one of them are subscribing to our podcast, by the
no,
way.
they're not. They should.
Why didn't you hand out stuff when you were there?
On YouTube. It's two guys, the number two guys and a mic. Please subscribe, like, and ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new episodes. And subscriptions are free. So you're not paying anything. We're not charging you for this brilliance. We just want you
I
to
don't
listen and
understand.
watch.
I mean, we had huge numbers. Just to recap, as we said, our 20 episodes. On the episode with Johnny Resnick, who, by the way, is in the hospital. I don't know when we get this up and on the air, but
Yeah, that's
people should
crazy.
hopefully send him good love because he did our podcast and he was at 4.2 thousand views. That's not bad. And your
4.2
pal,
thousand?
yep, 4.2 thousand. And your boy Rick Springfield was at 1.8.
Nice.
Rick's
Well,
trailing a little.
if you did watch and you haven't subscribed, please do. It
Those
really
are
helps
great
us to keep
episodes.
the
We got a
content
lot
going.
of fan mail on that. Lots of letters. That's,
We have to bring the letters segment back.
well, I get a lot, but I don't always share them with you because some of them are really not nice. A lot of questions about what's wrong with you guys and why are you doing this?
Yeah,
But other,
why are you on my TV screen or on my computer screen? So anyway, Thailand was amazing. We went to Phuket, went to James Bond Island where they filmed Man with the Golden Gun, which was
nice.
pretty wild to go out to. They're spelled like PHI, so I thought they were called the Fifi Islands, but they're called the PP Islands.
Oh boy.
So, and then I went to an elephant sanctuary and I fed and bathed an elephant because they
That's
have
pretty good.
elephants in the wild there, which is pretty crazy in Thailand. Um,
Nice.
so it was really a great culture. The food was really good. The people were great. So cheap over there. I can't tell you because their money is like we get for every US dollar, you get 34 of theirs. So you walk into 7-Eleven and you buy like three waters, a bag of chips, and I don't know, a couple other things. And you get the bill comes out to like 700 baht. And you're like 700, but that turns out to be, like $10,
Hmm.
really. I mean, it's crazy, but the money goes a long way there. And I understand why a lot of Americans have retired there and live off Social Security because it goes a
You,
long way. Three-bedroom apartment, brand new building, Bangkok, doorman, gym, pool, three bedrooms, 800 US bucks a month.
hmm.
What do you,
Just like the rates
everything
here.
here is over 1,000 for a little two bed, not even 200 square
Two
feet.
bedroom. What are you thinking about? It's like 1,000 a bedroom.
No, and I'm
And
saying
that would
it's
be
like
cheap.
200
Yeah.
square feet. It's like here you pay for an efficiency, that kind of
Terrible.
money.
Horrible.
So,
Well, maybe
uh,
that's an answer. When we hit it big on this podcast, we'll move to Thailand. We'll broadcast from there.
yeah, I never ever thought I was going to go there, but liked it and would go back. But you need at least, if you're going that far, you need at least 2 weeks. You can't just go for a couple days. It's too far.
Wow. It sounds like it was a trip of a lifetime, as I said, but
Yeah.
I'm tired just thinking about all that airfare.
In, in the
Or I should say
meantime,
that
there's been a
airtime.
lot going on since we last got together. I mean, just in the world. I mean, I left the day after election day, so I missed a lot of all that brouhaha and all the fallout and all that mess.
It
I
was
mean, knew
something,
the
I guess.
results, but didn't really follow the news too much when I was over there because I was too busy, enjoying Thailand and taking in all the sights and going to see the Buddhas,
Hmm.
basically.
Well, I mean, it
Um,
was a big deal, I guess, but I guess it was upset for those that weren't counting on it, and those that were counting on it said, I told you so, and it just got ugly. At the end of the day,
yeah,
I'm just one boat. I can't get mixed up in all of this.
no,
I have more important things to do.
I think you should move to Thailand and become a monk.
Well, in
You
some
walk
states, I could be
barefoot,
a monk.
you
Yeah,
walk
that's
barefoot
good.
around every morning. You collect food and money from people, and that's how you survive. And um, you know, it's a big deal over there.
And you get to wear the same outfit every day,
Every day you wear an orange robe, and that's about it.
and you shave your head. I don't want to lose
Oh,
my hair, but
yeah, I believe most of them were shaved heads, or at least very tight, high and tight cuts.
so did you go up to one of them and say, I loved you in Kung Fu?
No, I did not.
That's
But
the stuff I would have asked.
I
I'd ask where
did,
David Carradine is. Sadly, didn't he die over there somewhere? Where did David
maybe
Carradine die?
we did give him some money, and then they give you a nice blessing, in Thai, which is a very hard language to understand. So,
Who
um,
knows? They might be saying, stupid American, give me more money. You don't know.
no, and I was like,
Well, you give
very.
me some money, I'll give you a blessing too. How about that? I'll give you an Italian blessing.
Hey, did you see where getting into some music stuff, but not everything is going to be about music today. What was I reading about how Sabrina Carpenter is TikTok's #1 artist of 2024? That's not a surprise, right?
No, no. I mean,
Everything on
she had a
this
couple big
album has been
hits.
huge for her.
Yep.
She ranks the other in the top 10 included Billie Eilish, Megan Trainor, Olivia Rodrigo, and Benson Boone. That's a good one.
Yeah, Benson's good. We spent time with him last year when he did a bunch of the Christmas shows, and I knew then he was going to blow up big.
Yeah.
He's a
But for
good
the
star.
second year in a row, Taylor Swift was the dominant force on Spotify.
That's shocking.
I know. I'm completely shocked by that.
And she's
Um,
also NFL's Player of the Year. So there you go. You didn't know
is
that,
she?
did you? Yeah.
Did you notice that read the other day that her fans are getting really upset with Travis? He hasn't proposed yet.
Well, maybe he's busy.
You
He's
think?
he's trying to win a Super Bowl, okay?
I know. Well, she hosted them. The whole Kelsey family was at Taylor's place in Nashville for Thanksgiving. I don't know if Taylor cooked. Maybe she mashed some potatoes. Can you see her mashing potatoes? But
So does she
yeah, the
fly them in
fans
on her plane, you think? How does that work?
probably.
Yeah, I'll send my plane, bring everybody, we'll
But
come down
Travis
on
had to play
Thursday.
the next day, so they both had to take off and head back to Kansas City because he had a game on that Friday.
So who's doing the dishes? The mother?
Who knows?
Wow. That must
But
be nice.
that's the word I hear that Taylor's fans are a little upset that he has not yet proposed. And I'm thinking, well, Christmas is still coming.
Yeah.
Still time.
And if they
Relax.
do get married, that'll be on CBS. It's going to be a big event,
Yeah.
live.
It'll
Taylor's
be,
wedding.
why don't they do it in conjunction with the Super Bowl? If the Chiefs
Right on the
get there,
50-yard line.
right there.
Instead of a show, they get married right
No
there.
halftime show this
No
year.
halftime.
It's going to be the wedding
Taylor's
of
getting
Taylor and
married.
Kelsey. Yeah, that's
They
it.
probably have big ratings too.
We broke the news here. That's what's going to happen. The NFL is going to cancel the half. Who's even doing it this year? Do you know?
I was just going to ask you that. I know they announced it. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember either. It's
I think it
Kendrick
was,
Lamar, maybe?
yeah, I think it's somebody like that. Somebody that's
Yeah,
really not in my world or your world, but my
right.
son loves him. Apparently, he's in a debate, a whole thing with Drake and the
Oh,
Universal
yeah, there was like lawsuits
lawsuit.
running around, and
Yeah.
iHeart got involved in that somehow.
I don't
Did you
know.
see that?
Somehow he's claiming that I don't know. It's a whole story that, you know what? I'm still getting over the Puffy situation. Okay.
The P
and
Diddy.
and the whole war East Coast West Coast rivalry. I don't get mixed up with the
Dude,
Kendrick Lamar Drake situation. Okay,
dude, I think P Diddy's never going to see the light. I think he's going to be in jail forever.
I think I read not only is he being turned down for parole, but I think just on the gun charges alone, he's facing serious time. They
Wow.
haven't even gotten to the baby oil stuff. They're just talking about well, anyone that buys that much baby oil, I think it raises some eyebrows.
You
Although
think?
if he bought it in Thailand, it'd be a lot cheaper if you think
Oh
about it.
yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that was about, but apparently he's being accused of trying to tell people if you don't pay me or give me money, I'm going to say that you were part of this. So his attorneys are making phone calls trying to shake down celebrities. So I don't know. I don't
The
know who
freak
was
out
involved.
parties?
Yeah, I never got an invite to that, thankfully.
No, me either. But I
I,
wonder if if they'll ever get Justin Bieber to talk.
or Usher, I think he saw stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Wow.
I guess we don't live that kind of life. Nor would I have that interest. I can't concentrate on all that stuff going on. I'll get confused. I wouldn't know what to do. So much going on, I'll get confused. I gotta follow instructions, okay?
Yeah, you need paint by numbers.
It's too much going on. He's got male strippers, he's got porn stars,
Oh, and
baby
but some of
oil.
half the party was always like, just a legit party. Hey, we're hanging out and having fun being celebrities. And then like halfway through that,
It
that
got
party would
crazy.
end and he would kind of usher some of those people out and then the real party supposedly began.
Hmm.
But I don't think they're ever going to let him out of there. I just
No.
but
Wow.
the question is, will the entire list come out or will it be like Epstein
Right. Where
and
he may
there
get,
was too many politicians. See, I don't think it'll be kibosh because you don't have the politicians on Diddy's list. I don't think.
I don't know, man. Who knows what went on there? But I mean,
Yeah,
all that money and I mean, I remember when we were at Arista, he started with Bad Boy Records and he was, the toast of the town and he was signing these acts and things were big and he was
that
the
was
guy. And
distributed by you guys.
yeah, it was at Arista. I don't know
Yeah.
nothing. Saw nothing. I was the AC guy. I was busy with Billy
Wait,
Ocean.
wait, whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa. How many parties did you get an invite to?
I was AC. I wasn't invited anywhere. I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
cool enough. But that being said, I mean, he was the shit, if we can say the shit. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can.
he
It's a
had
podcast.
the world by the Canucks. He had it going on. Then he got into clothing. Then he got into everything.
Yeah, he was in everything. He was.
Wow. I think
More things than any human being should be in,
I
if you
read,
know where I'm going there.
yeah, when we had the podcast with your cousin, the stuntman from
Yeah,
that show.
Chris. Yeah.
Who's the actress on that show? I forgot.
Oh, on Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah, yeah. What's her name? The Spanish girl,
Oh,
right?
Selena Gomez?
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah.
I read she's a billionaire.
A billionaire? I don't doubt it.
Billionaire. It was
Yeah,
on the
she,
Today Show or Good Morning America that she's made so much money on her cosmetic lines and
yeah.
billionaire.
She even had a cooking show for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, like an online cooking show.
I mean, think of the artists we've worked in our lifetime, with the exception of maybe Paul McCartney. Nobody's a billionaire, and she's so young.
Well, Taylor
Amazing.
Swift is a billionaire.
Well, yeah, that would be the only other one in that world, I would think.
Yeah.
Wow. You gotta
You think Elton
sell a lot
John's
of
a
records.
billionaire? Is Elton John a billionaire? He's
No,
got
you
to
never
be.
hear his name as a because he spent so much, and now he's blind. Did you hear that?
I heard he had some
Uh,
kind of virus or something and he went
it got
blind.
worse. My mother always told me I go blind, but that's a different sidebar situation.
Yeah, and we don't need to bring that up today. It's
But
the 20th
anyway,
anniversary, 20th episode here. I keep saying anniversary. No,
well, it's
20th
yeah,
episode.
it's fine. And they said we wouldn't get past 3. Okay.
Two guys and a mic. Like and subscribe, please. It costs nothing. Ring the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time we put up a new episode, which is usually on Mondays, is when it gets posted. And we're back after quite a while. I mean, you had something going on last week. And I was so out of it coming back from Thailand. It took days. I'm not kidding you. I didn't really start feeling right again till like late last weekend,
Jet
almost
lag
a
must be
week
terrible.
back.
Yep.
Ridiculous. I got off the plane, finally got home on a Saturday, slept for 11 hours, right? Slept really nice 11 hours, then got up halfway through that day on a Sunday watching some football. I was tired, but I forced myself to stay up, went to bed at like 9:30. 2 hours later, I was up and I was up for like 5 or 6 hours in the middle of the night. Couldn't sleep. Like it was
It's
broad
got to be
daylight.
tough. That's
And
crazy. Yeah.
then it just thrown off for days.
But now you're caught up. You feel good. You're back home.
Yeah, I
Things are
feel
good.
better now, and I'm back home, and it's somebody told my Kathleen and I that they had heard for every hour that you change, every hour in time zone change, it takes a day to recover. And I thought, I don't know about that. I've been to California
Nah,
a ton of times, and I
exactly.
don't remember it taking 3 days
No.
to adjust. But I think there's something to it when you go halfway around the world. Because think about this, just in your head, if you get on a plane at 10:15 on Saturday morning in Seoul, South Korea, and you land in Washington, D.C., and it's 9:30 Saturday morning. That
Okay.
just that messes with your head. Not only that, but we were flying during the daylight. We flew into darkness and we were still on the plane when the sun came back up.
Yeah, that's gonna mess with you. Yep,
So
that's
that
crazy.
definitely messes with your head.
I'm sorry to keep checking my phone, but my mom is at the dentist at the moment, and she may need an Uber to go home. So she's having a tooth extracted at 94. I guess at that
Oof.
point, they're not going to
God
be.
bless your mom. Why take a tooth? Is it that bad the tooth has to come out?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to her, but I guess at 94, they said, you know what? You've chewed enough. We'll take the tooth out. So I'm
We'll give
sorry
you
to
a
keep
wooden
doing
one
that.
instead.
Yeah, like George Washington.
Yeah, why
But
not?
anyway, I mean, as we look at the next 20 episodes, we've got a lot of people lined up. That's going to definitely take our subscribers from at least 226 to 230 at
We
least. We'll
well, we
we'll pick
really
up
do.
four
I mean,
more.
because we goof around and talk about that, but we've talked to some big people like Dave Koz and Richard Marks and Pat Monahan from Train, and of course the Holy Grail would be you getting a hold of Barry Manilow. Hint, hint. Call Barry.
I know I haven't brought that up. I'm kind of embarrassed to say we only have 200 subscribers, but with
Don't
his
even tell
name,
him that.
we'll
Tell
go
him
through the
that
roof.
he could put us through the roof and help us
Maybe we'll
out
give him the
tremendously.
car. What do you think? I'm
Yeah, I mean,
sure he needs a car.
he's got 40 minutes in his life. I'm sure he could spare 40 minutes,
And
right?
I mean, at one point I did hear from our pal Russell Hitchcock from Air Supply. I hope he's watching this and keeps
Is
his
he
word. We'd
better
like to
now?
get him. Yeah, he's been better, but they're on the road all the time. So he
Yeah.
tours constantly. Air Supply, he once told me they pay, we play, and they got hits. So people pay. And he goes over there a lot. I've seen them play a lot of shows in, what would you call that? In Southeast Asia or whatever. I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think they're big over there. Singapore, I guess, or Korea, or all kinds
Somebody
of
was
stuff.
asking me, what was it, yesterday or the day before? Oh, did you get that? I heard this Bali tummy is a deal. Did you get that? And I'm like, no, I
What's
didn't get
that?
sick. Bali, that some kind of like Montezuma's revenge going
I
into
get that when I
Mexico.
go to McDonald's. I get that.
You can't drink the water in Thailand. You got to drink bottled water.
All
They
right. So
don't.
that's something they tell you to.
Yeah, they definitely don't purify their water. It's okay to shower in it. It's okay to
Hmm.
do that. You just
But
don't
just
want to
keep your mouth shut.
ingest it. Yeah, you don't
Don't
want to
sing in the
ingest
shower. The water goes down. You'll be sick.
it. So, in that
Was there
aspect,
something that was missing that like when I went to Japan, I knew I wasn't in the US anymore. When you're there,
yeah,
what's like the most obvious thing besides the language or stuff like that?
the most obvious thing
I mean, like, well, you said there's 7-Elevens there. I imagine there's Burger
everywhere.
Kings, McDonald's.
But
Besides
no, I
them
didn't. You know
driving
what?
on
I
the wrong
didn't.
side of the
Wait,
road,
wait a minute. I didn't see one McDonald's.
no
Not one.
McDonald's.
Now, I'm told they're there, but you did see Burger King. You saw KFC
Hmm.
everywhere. And 7-Elevens are like department stores over
Wow.
there.
Huge, huh?
Everything and everything, anything is sold in 7-Elevens except no Slurpees.
No Slurpees
No
though.
Slurpees. Did not see a
Can't get a
Slurpee.
Slurpee in Thailand.
Did
Wow.
not see one. Did not
There's
see
our
one.
business plan. We open a 7-Eleven. We've got
We
Slurpees.
sell Slurpees. Almost every restaurant you go to, though, they're big on smoothies as
Hmm.
drinks.
All right.
All sorts of different fruit smoothies, and you get most meals come with a lot of watermelon, cucumber slices, and almost every meal. Um, it's crazy, but the food is phenomenal. But here's the deal: even if you and I like spicy, I know you're not a spicy guy, but
No.
I like spicy food. But you can't order it spicy. Like here in
Because their
America, you would
spicy is
order it
different than your
spicy.
spicy. Yeah.
Their spice will throw you. I mean, kick your ass is what
Why
it
would
will.
you want something spicy that's going to make your eyes tear, your stomach burp?
You can
That's not pleasure to
smell
me.
you can smell the Thai spicy from across a room.
Oof.
I mean, it's potent. It's
You
potent.
know, no offense to Indian restaurants, but when I would pass an Indian restaurant, I can't smell that curry. It makes me sick.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not a curry fan either, and they do eat curry in Thai curry.
oof.
But I stay away from that part. But they have, pad thai, which is over there considered like pad thai is big in all the restaurants here in America that serve Thai food. Over there, it's considered basically street food.
Hmm.
Like you go up to a cart and they're making pad thai. I ate this dish called krapao, which was phenomenal. It's
Wow.
chicken and pork, and it's ground and it's mixed with vegetables and rice and a little spicy. It's good.
Well, if I ate that, that's what would happen to me. Kapow. Okay. That's what would happen to me.
Krapao, krapao.
Whatever. So anyway, we can't turn this into an advertisement for Thailand, although you should
No,
be on the board of tourism for that because you've bragged about it. It sounds like a wonderful, wonderful thing. The James Bond Island, just to backtrack, did they have any of the girls from James Bond on the actual island?
no, but they had a lot of photos of the girls that hung out on the island for for the movie. Yeah.
What year was that? Like 1968 or something? Was it
Well,
Goldfinger?
it was Roger Moore, the
Right.
man. It was the man with the golden gun. That
Oh,
was the
okay. I thought
name
it
of the
was
movie.
Goldfinger. Yeah.
Yeah,
The man with the, yeah.
and the song was Goldfinger, um, and it's an iconic. It's really not. They call it James Bond Island. It's the island, the rock piece that
Right.
obviously was not CGI because they didn't have that back then. There was special effects where something came out of the top of the island,
Right.
but it's a tiny thing. You could swim out to it. And then
There you
there's
go.
another island nearby where they filmed with the dueling scene where the two held the gun up and they paced off and they shot at
I
each
don't
other
know.
with Hervé Villechaize. You got to watch the
Harvey,
movie
yeah.
if you didn't
Actually, Hervey and Roger Moore were supposed to do a podcast, but unfortunately they're both gone, so
see.
they can't do it.
So it's iconic, and the island has a Thai name, but because James, obviously because James Bond filmed a big portion of that movie there, it's become such a tourist attraction.
Sure.
There's,
How do you get there? You have to take a boat to get
oh, you
there?
got to go out there by boat, yeah, for sure. And then so the
So they
boats pull
charge you
in.
on the boat?
Well, it was a tour, so there was 17
Oh,
people on the boat, but it wasn't just going there. We went to other islands. These PP islands rise out of the Indian Ocean, okay? And they're giant limestone mountains. We're not
wow.
talking just little rocks. We're talking mountains that go like way up. And when it's low tide, they all have these little caves that you can go through and get into the middle because in the middle there's a lagoon. So you're
Hmm.
literally in the middle of the Indian Ocean and you're at low tide, you're standing on a sandbar in the middle of this lagoon. And you can look up into the mountain from the inside and see monkeys foraging for food up in the trees, way up high. How the monkeys got out to these islands, I'm not sure. Nobody could really explain that, but they're out there.
And they
And
taste like chicken too.
yeah.
There you go.
And I was the heights don't bother me, but I get a bit claustrophobic. So when they put us in the canoe, it was like a rubber canoe, and the guy's paddling it, and it was low tide, and he had a light on his head. You had to go through like a 50-foot cave where literally there was this much room between I'm laying down in the canoe, and between my head and the top of the rock, there was this much room. This
Hmm.
guy's ducking down and paddling us through.
No, thank you.
And
I get nervous on Pirates of the Caribbean, okay?
I closed my eyes at one point going, "Oh my God, if there's an
This
earthquake,
is where it
that's
ends.
it. This is where it ends, right?" But it was so cool to go inside to the middle of these islands. So it went to like we made like 3 or 4 stops that day, including James Bond Island. Then there was a stop on an island
Hmm.
that's kind of like cruise companies do, where you
Hmm.
stop on a private island. And we
Right.
stopped on this private island and there was a bar set up and bathrooms so you could change to go swimming, and it
Hmm.
was a nice beach. The water was beautiful. The Indian Ocean was beautiful, like clear water, um and there was a bar there so you could sit and relax and chill out and have some drinks, and so it was I think it cost us $40 a head for an all-day trip.
Not
40
bad.
US dollars.
You can't take an Uber for 40 bucks.
And they gave you a lunch because you stopped. There was a point where you stopped at this floating village. There was a floating village that had, I can't remember the name of it, um, but it had it was basically a fishing village, and people live out there, even though most of them have houses back on the mainland, and they live out there and they work and they fish, and there was a place there that served lunch, so we
Hmm.
had that, and then It was good. It was well worth the money, you know. But there's a
Sounds
lot
like
of
it was nice.
yeah. It was definitely a good way to spend a day. But you're so close to the equator there. You think it's hot here in Florida. We're like 25. Mark, you and I are in Florida, but we're like 25 degrees longitude or latitude from the equator. They're at 8, so
Oof,
they're
you're right
really
there.
close to the equator, and the sun is very strong.
Well, it's not hot here now, huh? People are
No, it's
complaining.
not.
I saw on
Well,
the news they're complaining because it was 37 degrees this morning, so people were
yeah. Would
flipping
you
out.
rather be in Erie, Pennsylvania, where they had 80 inches of snow? Thank you. No, thank you.
80 inches?
Yeah, over like 4 days last week, there was 80 inches of snow.
Well, we saw at the Buffalo game, they were asking people to come shovel the snow so they could play the
Yeah,
game. So that was
I don't know how anybody lives in that
Buffalo.
snow belt
We should
right
ask our
there.
friend Neil Sharp. He went up there for the holidays,
Oof.
Buffalo. I wonder if he drove back. I need to check in on him. He
But you
might
know what's
still be
the
stuck up there.
the misnomer about Buffalo? Because I have a couple friends here in the community. One does live literally from his back deck. You can see the lights of the stadium in Orchard Park. So he's
Hmm.
right there. He's in the snow belt, gets like 4 feet. Another
Wow.
friend lives in Niagara, which is like 30 miles away.
They get
Nothing.
nothing?
Nothing. Not
That's
even a
that's funny.
flake of snow.
Wow. Well, we haven't seen snow since we've become Floridians, but
No, you probably
um
won't either.
no, I don't think it snows here. But I'm making my way back up to New York next week, and they're thinking there's a chance there could be some snow. So
Oh, good for you.
all of a sudden now I'm not so excited to go back after having 37 degrees down here and maybe 18 up there. So I guess I've become a Floridian where this is cold. This is
Do you,
cold. It's 57 degrees, 62. This is cold.
yeah, for sure. Changing the subject quite quickly here. It's two guys and a mic. No guests this week. It's our 20th episode. We were off for a couple of weeks. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, gearing up for Christmas. Is your Christmas shopping done?
Well, you know what? I took advantage of Black Friday and bought a bunch of stuff online, which will probably come next week while I'm out here. She'll open everything and there goes your Christmas. But I'm not going to the mall. I actually drove by the other day. I think it was after Black Friday, and it was just insane because all you snowbirds come down to Florida now, and it was
Yeah.
insane. I couldn't get over to the UTC mall. So I don't think there's enough money to get me to go anywhere near that place because people are crazy. But even with Amazon, why are people still going to malls and fighting for parking spaces? It's not like they're giving anything away. I just saw it look like, I don't know, it was insane. So I don't plan to go anywhere near there till at least April. What about you? You
One,
got your shopping done?
not even close. I haven't started, but one of the outside malls here, an outlet store in Estero, just a town up from me, called the Miramar Outlets, right near the Hertz Arena. You've been there for a couple of
Sure.
concert shows.
Yep.
There was a 5 hour traffic jam on Black Friday in there because there were so
Crazy.
many cars, and then they couldn't get back out of there. People were like stuck for hours. I'm like, no way,
What do
not
you
doing
have to
this.
buy that's that cheap that you have to
No,
sit in traffic for five
no
hours?
way, nothing,
I,
nothing.
I just can't believe it. I would stop the car, get out of the car, and Uber home. Okay. I'd, I'd abandon the car, I'd report it stolen, and I'd go home.
There you
There's no
go.
way I'm dealing with that. No way.
There's a
People
plan.
must, I, what would motivate you to put yourself through that? I mean, it's not like they're giving stuff away. I mean, it's 50% off, maybe 80% off.
Speaking of that, what motivates anybody to do? We had a community email go out via Facebook this morning. Seems outside the community, the someone was involved in a hit and run accident,
Mm,
and the car that was involved came through our exit gate. Why they were
oof.
left open, I don't know, but came into the community with the exit gate, and you could see a picture of the car, and it said the thing said police need help in identifying this car. And I'm thinking to myself, I've watched CSI. I moved the camera. You couldn't make out the license plate, but I'm sure the police can with equipment. They can figure it out. And I said, well, that's got to be in somebody's garage. And they're just hiding it right now because they didn't come back out of the community. They would have been caught coming out.
Mm.
But you have an accident and it happens. What goes through your head to say, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to run and I'm going to hide. Like you're just compounding the problem like
And
tenfold.
so they got in an accident, so they left the scene of the crime, sort of, and
Yeah,
they're
they
trying to
left the scene
identify the
of
crime.
the, well, they left the scene of the accident. That
Right.
becomes the crime. Getting in an
Sure.
accident's not a crime.
No.
It's an
But
accident.
well, when
But
you leave, it's a
that's a
situation.
crime.
So they're hiding the car because somebody will recognize
Well,
it.
I would imagine because it came
Wow.
into the development but never left because it would have been on video if it left. So a
Sure.
lot of the houses have garages. So I'm sure somebody put it in a garage
And then
and
they're going to drive the car again.
well, eventually they will. Maybe they figured that maybe they'll wait to the middle of the night when you can't really see anything, that well, and they'll drive it back out.
Yeah, but don't they have passes to get in and out of the garage? I mean, the gates. So if they see it was a white Nissan, can't they go through the
Well, the
inventory and
problem
see how many
was to
passes
come
they've given to a white Nissan?
to come into the gate, to come into the community, you have a sticker on your car which opens the gate, or you stop to
Okay.
see the guy. To come out, you don't have that. There's a gate and there's a metal gate, but both of them were open in the afternoon, and the person went through the exit to get into the
Oh, he
community.
went through the
So there
ah.
was nothing but the car going through, but I still think the police could, even though the caption said they need your help. I mean, I moved the picture and I
Hmm,
could see there was a license plate there. I'm sure
right.
they have better equipment than my iPhone that can zoom in and
Crazy.
figure it out. I've watched CSI. These guys find stuff in, smaller than a pinhead, but it never came back out of the community as far as I know. But you were telling me another story earlier today
Well, yeah,
about,
because I always share with you radio stories about
right,
things and guys. I mean, sadly, I've known guys that have committed suicide. I know guys that got murdered. And I was
right.
telling you a story about one guy who had a pretty decent position. He bounced around, finally got himself to a major market. Then I think he got himself fired out of there, ended up in a smaller market. But of all things, I guess when he started to crack up, he had come up with a scam that he was dying and he was going, had a GoFundMe page and he went around the country saying goodbye to people who were contributing. He didn't die, but I did find out. Now, talk about being stupid. And I think Johnny Carson is somebody you used to do an episode about stupid criminals. He ended
Yeah.
up doing a drive-through bank robbery. Now, how lazy do you have to be that you don't get
Oh
out of
my
the
God.
car to rob the bank? So apparently he did the drive-through and handed them a note. And
Really?
I guess the lady on the other end just pressed the panic button and he got caught. So again, not the brightest guy, but I
Not to
just thought,
realize that that glass for the drive-through is bulletproof.
and she took the note, and probably called the cops. But that's what
Yeah.
I had heard. He went through the drive-through teller and tried to rob the bank.
Wow.
I think he said, "I have a bomb. I'll blow up the bank." I don't know, but
You think he's still in prison?
I think somebody sent me his mugshot that he was in prison because I think when you rob a bank, it's a federal crime. I don't think
Oh
they
yeah, it is a federal crime.
so.
We're not dropping names here because we don't want to do that, but that's amazing.
Well, his radio name probably wasn't his real name, but yeah, that's what I had heard. And friends who still remember him say, "You think he's still in jail? You think he was in jail? Or you think he got away with that?" I don't know, but
Well, it is a federal crime to rob a bank.
I read a story, and I won't say where or who it was about somebody
Allegedly. Allegedly.
allegedly he was and I thought about this the other day. I went to Starbucks and I saw the Brinks truck.
Yeah.
Down here, they only have one guy in the Brinks truck. In New York, there'd be two guys, the driver and another guy, and they would both get out. So I watched the guy at Starbucks. Only one guy got out. He got the bag and he brought another bag and he closed it up and he got in the truck and drove away. But I had heard a story about somebody I knew, or I don't remember. I don't know any names, but apparently he drove a Brinks truck and him and his partner got robbed, and the FBI didn't believe that the guy got robbed, and they apparently watched this guy for like 10 or 20 years. So my point is, even if he did the robbery, if you can't enjoy the money, what's the point of doing the robbery? Because they probably were, they watch you, man. They watch everything you do.
So
So I
you were
never,
casing a Brinks truck? Is that what you're telling
no,
me
I
at
was
first?
just watching that, and that story came in my mind about 25
Oh,
years ago. I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody that was accused of stealing because he was a Brinks guard and he got robbed. Him and his partner got robbed, but they didn't believe that they really got robbed and thought it was an inside job. And for the rest of his life, he's passed on now. That
yeah.
they watched every movie made. So even if he did do it, which we don't really know, he could never enjoy the money, right? Because what do you do
No,
with the money? You got to
right.
hide it, and so I never got the point of even organized crime, these guys get watched. They have to hide. They got so much work goes into being a criminal. It's just easier to just go by the rules.
You would think.
You got to worry about people trying to kill you. Uh-oh, let's freeze this for 1 minute. This is my mother and her tooth. Hold on. Hello? Are you home?
Mark's mom.
Oh boy.
Drama in Queens.
All right, I'll call you back later. Just try to rest, okay? All right. All right, bye. Yikes,
All
not
right.
doing well. The dentist drove her home. You.
Hopefully Mama Rizzo gets better. Well, 94, getting a tooth, anything at 94 has got to be traumatic.
I don't know, man. But
Come
I
on.
hadn't. Hey, we had to cut it short for the podcast. I don't know if you want to keep that on it or not. But that
No,
being
that's
said,
fine.
that's I'll have to check in on her. That's not good news. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about stupid criminals and then organized crime and all the work that goes into it and people watching you and the FBI, everybody else, man, they got nothing else to do but watch you. So I mean, you got to look over your shoulder between that and the people that want to kill you. So, like I said, I guess crime doesn't really pay. But
No.
I was reminded of that situation when I saw the Brinks guy who had a bulletproof vest. He must have been like 6'6", and I said, "Who's going to take this guy out? How much money could?" And I think I did read once the average, if you do rob a bank, I think the average haul is like $8,000. It's really not a lot because they don't really keep a lot there.
No. You got to worry about the dye packs and everything else going on. Well, why would you do that? It's just, I never understood that. And I never understood people who make counterfeit money. You know, why not make fives and tens and 20s?
Mm,
Because those didn't get scrutinized. You start passing $100 bills around, and then I go to Publix, and if even if I give them a 20, they take that pen and they mark it to see
right,
if it's
right,
real. So
right.
make fives and tens. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's, how do you even make one? I mean, what goes into that? For all the energy and the work that goes into that,
I
you could
know.
probably
Well,
get a high paying job.
I always say that if criminals actually put their efforts into
Superpowers.
doing
It's,
something,
yeah.
nice and good for society, I mean, it's amazing the scams they come up. I just heard about a scam the other day. By the way, if you're an iPhone user, Apple, there's a scam going around where it looks like you get an email from Apple telling you you have to put your Apple ID in because
Oh
they need you
boy.
to verify it.
Sure.
And then boom, they have everything on your phone when indeed Apple is saying they don't contact you that way. They contact you via text.
Right. The
They would
same with the
never send you an email,
IRS.
you
When
know?
the IRS sends you an email asking you to send them gift cards, that's a red flag.
Right. It's a big red flag. It's a big
Ay,
red flag.
ay, ay, ay,
And
ay.
then
It's
people
crazy.
scam all the time. I mean, did you ever see that movie Beekeeper? I watched that, by the way, on the way over to Thailand.
I'm
It's
sure
got
you caught up on everything.
Jason Statham is in it, and it's got
Uh-huh.
Felicia Rashad.
Oh
And
yeah,
basically,
yeah. I heard about that. Was that a good movie?
yeah, it was really good because basically, beekeeper mean he's like the last line of defense in the U.S. Like
Hmm.
super, super. This is like better than the NSA, Secret Service, and everything. This is like the super duper, guys that take out despot leaders around the world and stuff. Like they're better than SEAL Team 6, basically, and they're called the
Hmm.
beekeepers because basically, if they fail everything fails. And the world, scientists say if the bees go away, then we have no more environment, nothing's going to get done, and
Interesting.
ecosystems will die all over the place. Anyway, it's basically Felicia Rashad owns and manages this big farm for her family. And one of the aspects, Jason Statham is a beekeeper and he works on the farm raising, bees and honey. Anyway, she gets scammed by this outfit that specializes in preying on older people, takes every dime she has,
Wow.
and basically doesn't get it back. And she's so distraught that she kills herself. And he
Well, thank
takes,
you for ruining the movie. Thank you.
I didn't ruin it. That's
Well,
at
now
the
we know
very
she's dead.
beginning. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
very beginning. And then he works to clear that up.
Hmm.
So there you go. I won't say any
Well,
more.
well, I've heard these scams in Howard Stern on Sirius XM. You might have heard who
Yeah,
Sirius
I've heard of
XM
him
is.
before.
Anyway, he was talking about these fake imposters that ask people for money and they're celebrity imposters, and people actually believe they're talking to the real person. And these people send them money. It's like he was
Oh,
talking
they're
about,
AI generated?
no, I guess I don't know how they contact these people, but this one guy was posing as Liam Neeson and he was ripping off a bunch of people. And they really thought it was Liam Neeson. And he was asking them, I'm on a movie set and we don't have money to get back. And people are sending him money for the hotel and stuff. Do you really think Liam Neeson's going to reach out to you and ask for money? and these
I don't
people
know.
send money.
I
But
don't
I'm
know who
thinking
you,
when this podcast goes south, I'm going to impersonate some people and get some money. What do you think?
I don't know who you are or where you're from,
I've
but
got
I
a
have a
skill set.
particular skill set that makes me a nightmare for people like you. I will find
Amazing.
you and I will kill you.
That's scary. That's a great line. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw that as a problem with AI. I mean, you can generate, I
Fake
mean, think about
images.
it. AI could say have Taylor's, I don't mean to pick on Taylor, but AI could have Taylor's, they could generate some kind of really controversial statement and it could be around the world before she could stop it. And
Wow.
that's the problem, especially with that, the AI generated stuff, because you know that it's going to be used for good and there's good things in technology that's going to come of it, but there's going to be people that exploit it for bad. And it's not going to be like the Industrial Revolution where, we went from the horse and buggy to the car, but it took 100 years.
Mm.
This is going to be like next week.
Well, everything goes so quick now. It's
Yeah.
scary.
So that's what's so scary about it. So, and if they don't watch how they let it out, there's going to be even bigger problems. Let's move on, because this is the 20th episode of Two Guys and a Mic. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified when we put up new episodes. You can make comments too. We got to get back to reading the comment section. Go through those for next time, okay?
Yep, yep. Well,
All
a
right.
lot of marriage proposals and a couple of death threats, but we don't want to go into that, okay?
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I
some
don't
people
want to. Don't think I
they're
want to know
not
about those.
no, they're not very happy.
No, well, you know
Well,
what I
they
mean? I mean, what could be, you're going to threaten somebody and you leave an email? That's good. That's good to do.
which by the way, we're
Um,
big in Thailand, okay?
it's a good thing I went. Diplomatic relations. Who do you think made People Magazine's 25 most intriguing people of the year?
You?
No, I'm not on there. Neither are
Oh,
you.
damn.
No.
Who's number one?
Well, Chapel Roan made it.
Oh, yeah, well, she had a big year.
Yeah. I mean, she's like this generation's Madonna and Lady Gaga,
Exactly. And,
you
uh,
know?
and I remember when it first came out, Elton was really behind her and stuff,
Yeah,
and
he totally was.
that was a big push.
Beyonce made it thanks to her Grammy nominated album Cowboy Carter, where she went country. Charlie XCX is present on there.
Mhm.
Rolling Stone named her new album like the best of the year.
I don't have that
Um,
album.
Ariana Grande's on it because of Wicked.
Sure.
You went to the theaters to see that, didn't you?
4 times, sang every song. I got thrown out each time.
Wow.
They don't want you singing.
Wow.
And then when I started dancing, it was even worse.
And her co-star Cynthia Erivo was also in the on the list.
I think
And
that would be a good look for you. You should get one of them big nose earrings that she has. That will get us more subscribers.
Sabrina
That
Carpenter's
hurts.
on the
Let's back up
list.
for a minute. You think that hurts?
It's got to. How can it not hurt?
So you're sitting around the house one day and you're saying, you know what?
Let me put a nose ring in.
I think this will look really cool.
It's
I'm not
like
not making fun of her, but I'm just questioning if that really hurts.
it's like the tattoos. People, I mean, yeah, they look great now, but when you turn 75 and things start, just naturally gravitating
I don't
south,
know. People love them.
they're not going to look that good.
And I
Especially
still
if your
think
whole
if it
arm is
hurts,
done. What's that?
I think it still hurts, but everybody says, it doesn't hurt. But sometimes they
Yeah,
say it hurts. I'll always ask everybody,
I don't
and
know.
it's supposed to be like the thing you don't ask, but I always ask, does it hurt?
I remember asking Brenda Romano one day. She was sitting in my office at Sirius XM, and she's got a tattoo on the top of her foot. I said, "There's
Mm.
no way that doesn't hurt. You know how many nerve endings are in your feet?" She said
Oof.
it was quite painful.
Yikes.
And I mean, it was a very nice tattoo. Don't get me wrong, but I said that had to be painful. She goes, "It was."
Mm.
But I said,
I
"What made you decide to do the top of your foot?" Because of all the nerve endings down there. And she goes, I don't know. I just wanted it there.
mm. I
So
get bored of my car after 3 years. I get bored of the tattoos, I think.
yeah, well, some people, I mean, that's why
But
you
it's
should never have
beautiful. I mean,
gotten
some of that stuff looks
you
nice.
should never have gotten that tattoo of your wife's name on your back, you know.
Yep. And I got the Declaration of Independence tattooed somewhere, but I want to tell you exactly where that's tattooed, okay? How about a face tattoo like Mike Tyson? And that's another thing. I
Oh,
I don't think we spoke about that, the Mike Tyson fight. What was that like? Did you see it?
I didn't see it because I
I
wasn't
saw it.
here.
Yep, I saw it. He
I did hear
basically,
about it.
but they said if he would have made contact in the first couple of, I guess the first round and second round was really when he was throwing punches, then he just got tired. And that guy's a clown. He was fighting, but I mean, Tyson could still throw a couple of punches, but he ran out of steam, man.
You know
He
what
could
the
have clocked him a few times.
you know what the funny thing was is the entire time I was in Thailand, we're in a football pool together with a couple other people, and we're kind of in a text group of going around talking about the games. Well, the game started at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was in bed. I had to actually hide, not only just put my phone upside down so I couldn't see it, I had to put stuff over it so I wouldn't hear it. Because even though I had it on silent, it buzzes.
Right.
Because you guys would be texting like 15 texts, and it's like
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's gotta be crazy. But yeah, I mean, the NFL this year from our pool, see anybody can beat anybody, as they say on any given Sunday. And
yeah.
but I will give you my prediction, so we could write that down. It will be the
What's
Chiefs
that?
against the Eagles.
No,
No,
don't think so.
you think
I think Pittsburgh
Buffalo?
or
I think
Buffalo could beat the
okay, I
Chiefs.
agree with that. It could happen. I could see Buffalo,
And I
Pittsburgh
think
giving Kansas
Detroit will
City a
have
chance.
something to say about it,
Yeah,
the
we said that
Philadelphia
earlier
thing.
this week. All
Yeah,
right, we'll see. Now, doesn't Detroit play Green Bay tomorrow night on Thursday
they
whenever
do.
we air this? That'll be a good
Well,
game.
no, they played the other day because they played last Thursday.
What, Detroit and Green
This
Bay?
will go up on Monday, so that
Oh,
game
okay.
will be done.
Well, do you know who won?
Yeah. You guys were asking me that in Thailand. Do you know who won? Like
Well, did you get the lottery numbers over there being you're
it's
a day
already
ahead?
Monday morning. It's already Monday. Yeah, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know.
Wow.
Um, Interesting. Yeah, I got to figure out who to pick for my survivor this week because I'm still in that survivor pool.
That's the big money.
Yeah, I tried to get that guy that I'm in it with. I tried to get him to split the money. Let's call no mas,
You
because
won't do
our
it?
friend Rob is like, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Why, split the money. And this guy is a gambler. He's in all of the survivor pools,
I know.
every single one of them.
He must
He's
know what he's
still
doing.
alive. So it's big money this week. It's
Well,
1,400 we got up for grabs.
wow. Well, I hope you get it. That'll pay for your trip to Thailand.
It'd be nice. Well, we'd get close to paying for at least the airfare.
Nice.
About
Nice,
half of the
nice.
airfare, buddy.
So what should
That's
we
how.
talk about for future episodes? Because we got to get these subscribers up. We've had celebrities. We got to get more celebrities. We have some people in the industry we want to get on as well. We've got to
Yeah,
get some
I was
sparks
thinking we
here.
should get, who'd be fun? He'd be a goof, but Dennis Falcone. We could have Dennis on.
And that's would be. I'm thinking we need females. We need more viewership. We haven't had any. I did
So who
reach
do you
out to
think we
Carly
asked for?
Simon. I did reach out to Carly. Um, unless we get topless females, that might draw some more subscribers.
Who? Topless
Topless,
females?
yeah,
Well, didn't you have the Stormy Daniels relationship?
yeah. That somehow
What
went
about,
away.
wait a minute. I seem to recall you hanging out with Marissa Tomei a couple of weeks ago. Why didn't you
Yeah.
ask her?
Apparently, I'm not Bradley Cooper. She's got no interest in me. Okay, but I did meet her, and she's beautiful, and the show was interesting. But I don't think she's looking for record company guys that are
You
married.
didn't
But
have the cojones to ask her to do the podcast?
no, no.
Obviously not. I mean, right there, you just said it. You confirmed it. No,
We'll have to
no.
get. I'm still working on the others. Yeah, I told you. We still got some surprises. Some big names. Big
Any
names.
any female label people you know? We haven't had one female label person on.
Jeez. I don't know. We have to really spark this up because it sickens me that we're only at 226, and we've had some big people here. They're watching,
Yeah.
but they're not hitting the subscribe button. It's not that hard. Explain again what they have to do, Jim.
You just have to hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing and ring the notification bell so you get notified when we're putting up new episodes of Two Guys and a Mic.
But even if they don't want to be notified, at least subscribe. We got to get these numbers
Yeah.
up because we got to get big corporate sponsors in our
It
feed.
costs you absolutely nothing to do so, and we appreciate it. It helps us because the more subscribers we get, the more we can entice bigger, better guests to come on. That's
Maybe we got to
basically
speak
where
to
it
Joe
comes to.
Rogan. Doesn't he have like 9 million
Joe's
subscribers?
got a lot. He's got quite the bit. He's got quite the number of subscribers for sure.
Do we have to be controversial? Is that what we have to be? Do we have to drop the F-bomb? Do we have to talk politics? How do we boost this?
Well, drop the F bomb. We've dropped the F bomb before.
Yeah, we've had
Politics, we
other
don't need
people
to go
drop it
down
too.
there.
All right. I
The
don't want to go
world's
to
a
politics.
shit show and it's not getting any better. I mean, look what's
No.
going on. You mentioned South Korea. Now France has got problems. I mean, everywhere's got problems.
Thailand has no problems.
No, I didn't know. You got a king. You can't speak bad of the king. They'll throw you in jail there.
Whoa, they have a
I'm,
king,
I'm
huh?
kidding. There's a king. Yeah.
Can we get him on the podcast?
I didn't get a chance to have an audience with the king.
Wow. So it's been a whole, yeah, a whole royal family for centuries and centuries and centuries.
It's been, it's been a king forever. The place used to be called Siam many years ago,
Oh, like the
but it's
king and
the
I?
only, yes, right. It's the only
Stop
country
it.
in Southeast Asia that was never occupied by European, like, Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia were occupied by the
Let's not
French
talk
and then
about Vietnam. Okay, I
and
get
the
flashbacks.
Americans, but Thailand never.
Hmm.
India was in some of those countries over there, but never in Thailand.
England, all those countries. Nobody went there, huh?
No, nope.
Interesting.
They did not to take it over, not to, try and colonize it, so to speak.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
like the
let me
British
put
had Hong Kong until they turned it back over to the Chinese.
I'll
But
put that on my to-do list. Take over Thailand. Okay, I got
you
that
know who
down.
goes to Thailand a lot? It's close for Australians, so you see a lot of Australian tourists. It's relatively close for them. It's like a 4-hour flight.
Hmm. All right.
So it's there, man. It's way, way, way out there.
Wow. Well, we
Literally
certainly had a
halfway
history
around the world.
lesson today.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it on a map. I know you said you were over there, but that's just complete joke because we don't want to disrespect the men that had to go over there.
Oh, for Vietnam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I
we don't
was
talk
on
about
the
that.
Mekong River, um, staying right near the Mekong River, is the one that flows between Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and then through Vietnam out to the Pacific Ocean.
Oof.
Yeah.
Thought that was a big place.
Well, that was a heavily fought over area, the delta of the
Hmm.
Mekong River.
Right. I saw the
Um,
movies.
yeah. Apocalypse Now. Yeah.
Wow.
So, two guys and a mic. Like and subscribe. It's great to be back, and thanks for joining us this week. I am Jim Ryan. He is Mark Rizzo. We'll continue to work on guests, but please subscribe. It's free. You can like and comment and hit the notification bell to get notified when we put up new episodes each and every week.
It's been a good 20 episodes. We have
Yeah.
even better 20 episodes ahead of us. We're still giving away the car to our 1 millionth subscriber. And I think they'll like some of the people we got lined up. As soon as I know who they are, I'll let you know.
Go get your Christmas shopping done.
I gotta call my mother back. I got big problems now.
Yeah, hope Mama Rizzo's doing well.
All right, there, Mr.
right.
Thailand.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.